Hello, hello, hello. So I went downstairs and got my Halloween Rubbermaid, one of a couple. Let's see what I got in here. I don't know what I want to do. Oh, Halloween stamps. I haven't looked at them for a year, of course. I got some spider webs. That's pinholes. Oh yeah, I got these last year and I don't even think I used them. We're gonna make a card. These are my favorite ones right here. I love this. Oh. It's like spooky. Spell book. Halloween. Trick or treat. Focus. What's this? House. Random one. Skeleton. So we got the monsters. Did I have duplicates of this? Okay. Candy. Oh, this is steampunk guy. I did not buy any new ones this year. Little bats. Halloween blue. Haunted house. That little one. Spooky. Happy Halloween. Little cat. Little son. Voodoo. I think I have that one twice. Nope. Yay, more Halloween. Hello. Yeah, you made me go downstairs and get them. So I'm refreshing my memory of what I got. It's been a while. The Tim Holtz one. Another Timmy Holtz one. Oh, another. Recollection one. Almost looks like a Tim Holtz one. Happy Halloween. Look at the clock. This one. Dies. Spider will die. There's one that fell. Oh. Ay. I don't know what I want to do. It's kind of nice getting them out. Determine what I want to do. Let's see what else is in this. It's been a while. Like, these are cute. I bought this last year. Oops. This whole little set. You get the little ghost. Looks like that. And get the little gnomes. But this is cute. You make these. Just the little cards and you can make it 3D. It's so cute. You got different ones. You got the little gnome and the cat, or just a cat, the owls, and then the little. So I've been tired the last 2 days. I ended up taking another nap today. I'm thinking Tuesdays. Hopefully. I think. Look at the little beautiful ducks. That's more fall. What's this? This is Christmas. I don't know why that's in there. Got a scarecrow. Just a happy harvest. That's fall. I must have fall mixed in with this. Okay. It's in the. Oh, my washi. You know what I miss doing? Pocket letters. I've got a brand new pair of Halloween socks in here. I gotta put them so I can put them in my I have a sock drawer that's themed holidays. Oh, I remember getting this in a swap. Isn't this cool? Open it. And it has all the little boxes. I don't know if there's stuff in it, but I took it all out. Oh, look at the little brooms. Oh, nope, all the stuff's still in it. It's so cool. Material. A little. Okay. To pull up. Cute. Forgot about this. It's like Christmas all over. Little bows. Puzzle pieces. Yeah. Well, I gotta get back in the swing of things. I feel so out of the loop, or just out of the craft wise. I just don't know what to do with myself. Does that make sense? Fall. Fall. So I must have fall mixed in here as well. Yeah. Another Halloween stamp. Oh no. Happy Thanksgiving. Fall colors. Yeah. That's fall. All fall. Oh wow. I'm separating off to the side of fall. Halloween. Wow. I should make a journal or something. Got this material. I got pumpkins. This is my favorite one because I love Frankenstein and he's so cute. Frankie. Candy corn. Halloween. Sugar skulls. Kitty cats. Tim Holtz. Steampunk. More pumpkins. Jack-o'-lanterns. Remember, Tina? Jack-o'-lanterns. I get told that by my grandkids all the time. Jack-o'-lanterns have face. Pumpkins do not, Nana. Sugar skull. Another Frankie one. Cat one. Another Halloween one. Wow. This is a Tim Holtz one, I believe. Achoo! Achoo! Excuse me. Sorry. Another mitt. I got the little blue truck. Polish. Things I buy and I don't know why. And that's one of them. Oh boy, I got stuff falling. More straws. Bunch of napkins. Buckets. You know what? Put that right there. Oh. Clusters. Thank you. Whoa. Here, a crash. It's because my fall this fell. What's this? Okay, I gotta get a basket. I'm running out of room here. I don't know why. Probably because I didn't have a container. So I just put it all together. But I'm moving it. Hang on tight. Okay. I got a cube. So you know. Okay. What's in the little bag? Hope we got another stamps. Oh, it's a tag. Yep, I made that. I don't know why that's a. To fix that. Happy Halloween. Oh, cute. Go ask your mother. Did you collect anything as a kid? Toys or books? If you could live anywhere in the world, where would it be and for how long? Tell me about a defining moment in your life. And who made this? Pat Sweeney. Oh, I haven't touched Pat in a long time. Okay. Halloween. No. Well, I don't have to stamp out any images. Okay, ready? Halloween wood pieces. All Halloween wood pieces, guys. Gotta make something. Y'all are wondering what is she doing? Yeah, I don't even know what I'm doing. I still haven't hit the bottom of the bag. Material. Right, wooden piece. We got a stencil. Home Sweet Haunting Home. It's cute little Halloween bags. What's this say? Be Thanksgiving. Right. I did not make this. Helen did. Helen. Where's Helen? I still was writing in it. But, young Riley is. Oh my God. 2018. She did such a good job in this. What if I did the whole thing? Oh, look at how young Xavier is. Yep. Cool. Not too many pages I didn't finish. That's cool. Yeah. Hey, Debbie. Yes, I remember you, Deb. How are ya? That's cool. Forgot about that. I did it on my Halloween, looking through it. Got a little journal book here. Handmade, but with love, but it doesn't say from home. Oh, it's a paper bag. Did I try to do this? Wait, let me see. I think I did. I think this was a Tina idea. Or not an idea, I think I tried it. Oh, little pieces. Halloween. My paper must be in the other Rubbermaid downstairs. I tell you, there's so much in here. Thanksgiving. Hey, it's a baby cauldron. Oh, I remember doing this one. You know what? This is made out of that fabric. I did this one. I got it from Bima. I don't remember what she made it out of. Where's the Tim Holtz one? No, I think this is the one Bima made. I bought it. I came up with. That's good. Okay. Alrighty. Which one is that? More of those bags. Frankenstein frame. Okay. I just have to get in my mojo. I haven't been off craft-wise. Whoops, sorry, I hit the camera. I just have to get it back. So what I think I'm going to do It's warm in here today. Whoops. That handy. I'll be right back. I'm going to go downstairs and grab my other one. I think that's got my paper in. I have to open a window tonight. Okay. I'm out of breath. Okay. Got my other Rubbermaid. Yeah, let's go. Some paper. Oh, here we go. I forgot I received this last year. I won this from Kathy's World. I literally kept it in a bag. Started it. Oh, whoops. From that soap, remember that years ago? And left it. So you can add more to it. Dark shadow, that's it. Dark shadow. Oh, that's kind of cool. I don't know. Took a book. That's a cool idea how she did that. She took a book and these, they're not stitched together. That's cool. I never thought of doing it that way. Kathy's World. Yeah. Yeah. Look at that. Isn't it cool? I don't know how she managed it, but that's kind of cool. It's like the old glass pictures. Yeah. Yeah. Am I not buffering anymore? Kathy's World. So she gave me all the extras to finish it. Look at that pin. Isn't that cool? Spider. Forgot about it. So might have to finish that. I'll put that back in the cage now. Dark Shadow. My grandma used to watch it. I remember that. Oh, what else? I don't know why I got Christmas in here. Two things of Christmas mixed up in my Halloween. In the bag. Got a pencil, a ruler, some stickers, stamp. Must have won that. Paper, which is what I was looking for. More paper, more paper, 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 paper. Okay. Yep, this is the paper. All right. Let's do something. Hey, guys. So the other day I did this. Them are those wooden pieces from the Dollar Tree that were in this. I got them out. So I've been coloring. Got these cool images of Etsy. So I colored that one. Galdrin. And then the girl. I still have to finish her. I feel like coloring. Do you guys feel like coloring with me? And that's what I feel like doing. Relaxes. I can sit here and chat and color. Let me move this stuff out of my way. When I can't figure out what to do, that's what I do. I color. And it's that type. I'm having that type of moment. I just. Oh. Okay. Okay. Got all this out, I forgot. You know what it is? I just don't know what to do. Get that out. Give that to Riley. Oops, not my hair tie. All right, I think I'm settled. A little bit of color. All right, because I got a whole mess load of images. I'll finish her later. I've been working on her. I did a cat, did the cauldron. I want to do the steampunk people. I should do a witch. Got some sugar skull. Cat. That. Witch. Oops. I got these all for $3.90 off Etsy. 80 images, and I ran them all off last night. Some of them are not my thing, but that's all right. For $3, I was okay with it. Okay. All right. Okay. Oh. I'll let you guys pick. So, I'm going to get a pencil here. This is going to be number 1. So, I'm going to put one on the back. So, we got number 1. Number 2. Number 3. Number 4. And 5. Hello, Brenda. So, number 5. Number 4. Number 3. Number 2. Number 1. Pick a number. Which one? So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So, guys, they're supposed to pick a number, and I'll color that one. So here again, I'll do it again. Number 1. Debbie says 1. Number 2. Number 3. Number 4. And number 5. Hi, Jasper. Mine's not in a pile. Number 4. So I got 4 and 1. Any other ones? Which one were you talking, Tammy? Now you got me curious. Are we playing bingo? No, it's letting. Seeing what one to color. It's the skull one. The skull witch is my choice. The skull witch. This one? The skull witch? Ah, that's the one you like? I wouldn't know how to do her. I mean, skull wise. Because I don't. Wicked. Because I put numbers on back of the pictures, I'm letting you guys pick which ones you want me to start coloring. So, I'll do this again. These are the pictures I got out. And you're going to help me out picking a picture. So, here's number 1. That's number 1. Okay. Here's number 2. Tammy, you need to pick one. Here's number 3. Here's number 4. And number 5. So, all right, guys. Which one do you want me to color? I did the skull, LOI. I'll do the skull later. I love number 4. Jasper says 4. Not up to me, though. And I want to say Debbie said 1. So come on, Tammy, give me a number. Yep. Break the tide. 4. 4. She's my favorite. Or no, this. It's hard to decide. I get that. I'll end up coloring them all. All right, let's see. 3, 2, 4. 4 is cute. 4 and 1. All right, I'll start with those. We'll start with this one. Okay. There we go. All right. So, I don't like making my witches green face, just so you're aware. I will not be doing that. I make them look like they're human, which they are. And I'll go from there. All my markers are out of order, so I have to find them. So bear with me. Because, All right. Oh yeah, we got our shoulder down here too. One on the lip. Oh, gotta move my mouse. You cannot find me. I'm right here in Green Bay, Wisconsin. So what else is new with everybody? Anybody have any exciting news in their lives? My son just bought his first home. It's right behind me and Scott. We share a backyard. His wife are loving it, being not in an apartment. Dogs are loving a backyard. Actually, they got Scout. He doesn't know. Thank you. But they got Scout, and then they got Spencer after they moved in because the lady was going to put him down. Because her boyfriend didn't like the dog. I'm sorry, no man's worth giving up my dog. Probably the dog has good taste, so I would have thought. Oops, I went over the hair. That's all right. I'm not going to sweat it. Okay. Thanks for coming in, Jasper. Oh. Okay. All I am is tracing the lines with a darker color for the hair. That's usually all I do is I take one darker or two darker or sometimes three, depending on what it is, and I just trace. People always say I'm good at coloring, but it's not. At this part, I'll do dark the whole thing because the way it's shadowed in the picture itself. But that's all I do. Is just love. Oh. I love faces. I wish I could draw, especially eyes. I cannot. No matter what I do. Like, I'll show you. I always seem to mess up the eyes. Like in a witch. Doesn't she look weird? It's just, I don't know. A mess. I couldn't do her eyes. I couldn't get her eyes. A lot of these I'll probably cut out. I'm thinking about finding, and I know I have one somewhere, a book, and doing some backgrounds and cutting these out and putting them in a book. And do like a mixed media background and added them. What? My password won't go in. I don't know what you're trying to do, Debbie, so I can't help you. Probably not. Oh, my nose. Sneezed. Now my nose is running. I will be right back. I gotta go take care of my nose here real quick. Okay, sorry about that. I go downstairs and get a box of Kleenex. I have a shelf downstairs to keep that stuff in. Okay. Okay, I'm back. Hope you guys didn't leave. Woo! Okay. I gotta get a clean tip here. Oop. A different one here. I love coloring. It's one of my favorite things to do. Yeah. Can't concentrate on something. I color. Okay. I made a boo-boo. I'd cover it up. Okay. I want her eyes. Perfect. I have a thing for green eyes. I think green eyes on a witch always looks good. I love green eyes. I'll put the green over there so don't use it again. Her lips. Red lips or pink lips? I'll go red lips. Where I actually use makeup. Sometimes it works, sometimes it don't. I just got to get the right one. So let's... So Xavier's wedding, I couldn't find any of my makeup because I was still unpacking, you figure. I used Jane Davenport. I knew where it was. It worked. It's just a cardstock paper from Walmart I buy. Can I tell she's got rosy cheeks? No, not really. Nope, not really. Now you can. I could show you the brand here in a second. I found these in my neighbor's when they were moving out, and I kept them just for this purpose. Only one, I think she has another one of these. I never got it though. And she also has little lipsticks. I never use her lipsticks though. I don't know why. I can show you. I buy it at Walmart. It's one of my favorite papers. It looks like this. Premium cardstock. I think it's about $6-7 for 150 sheets. Prints really good in the printer also. I put it in my printer. I have no problem doing it. Yeah. I just. Oh. Yeah. 110 pound one. Terrible. Yeah, it's 150 sheets, 110 pounds, 94 bright. I don't know what the 94 bright is. Yeah. 8.5 inches by 11. You know, that's the green top, and look how that come out. What the, did I mix up the tops? I think I did. Huh. Not what I'm looking for. This is great. Nope. right to the top. I think this barker's almost cast. You hear it start squeaking? It's a good sign that it's what paper? You want me to show it again? It is Pen Plus Gear from Walmart. It's premium cardstock, Catalina premium heavyweight for poster cards and craft projects. 150 sheets, 110 pound, 94 bright. It's made in the USA. If you want to take a quick snap picture of it, and I'll get you. I do. I'm going to see it better. Just like that. Yeah. I love it. It's one of the best papers. I always have at least two on hand. One of the things I stocked up big time during COVID. When they were going to shut everything down, I hit Walmart and I bought groceries and cardstock paper. It's going to go through regardless. Alcohol markers, no matter what paper. I've not found a paper yet where alcohol markers don't go through, so. I like her hat. Let's see. Okay. My father-in-law passed away in March. My husband and I bought his home. So we've been doing like updates, like repainting, wash walls, repainting, moving in. My husband had a heart attack in May. So he's been in recovery. He actually just had his, because he did a cardiac vascular rehab for 6 weeks. It seemed longer than that, but it wasn't. And he did that. And he just had his echo something. So he got a pretty good good bill of health. He's doing whatever. He's on the right page because they put 2 stents in him. My husband almost died in front of me. It's the most scariest thing I've ever had in my entire life happen to me. He was had his heart attack actually in the hospital. We didn't think he was having. I thought he had heat stroke. I'll be honest. I really thought he had heat stroke. My daughter came into town and we ended up in, and we got in an emergency room, and he went in full cardiac arrest. They didn't even have all the little things on him yet, and we got him there in time. That's the best thing. But yeah, I almost lost him for an hour and a half, almost 2 hours. I didn't know if what was going on with my husband because that was how rushed they were. And yeah, I was scared. So he's in recovery from that. We been slowly getting things done in the house. We're working on our bathroom right now. He's he isn't working right now. We got some inheritance from his dad, and we're kind of living on what he would if he was working. We're not going above what. I mean, because we don't have a house payment anymore, or no rent. We fully paid off the house. We put $200 a month away for taxes. And it's just every day, lights, heat, water. We budgeted it where we don't have to worry until after January of next year. Because he needed time off. I mean, they didn't want him going back to work anyways for at least 6 months. So, what is it? June, July, August, September, October, November. So technically he'd still be off. My hubby did too. He had the Widowmaker at 12%. Damn. Yeah, they God, it scared the living hell right out of me. I felt so bad because I thought he had heat stroke. And I was giving him water and I gave him pickle juice. And actually, doctor said me giving him pickle juice was a good thing. Because we were all splitting wood and it was warm. And we were overdoing it, and stress from his dad passing away didn't help matters. And his sister. So my husband carried a lot of weight on his shoulder. He takes a little responsibility of more than he needed to. He's that type of man. And losing his dad, I think, really didn't help. Because in November, I believe, and the doctors believe, back in November, Scott thought they thought he had a stroke, but it turned out to be a migraine aurora because he lost his sight. And they think that was the start of, and that was end of November, beginning of December. I'd have to look. Scott failed to tell me it was after he had his heart attack that he was feeling chest pains and he was ignoring it. Yeah. Kind of thing. Found out that after the fact. But they think it's Scott's stress was stress related because my father-in-law in November kind of took a turn for the worse, and he was pretty much isolating himself, not eating as good anymore. We tried everything, and then in March, the end of January, I say time frames really mess with me right now. He kind of stopped using his oxygen, and things were occurring more and more with my father-in-law. November on, and it's a lot of stress when you take it on. The thing is he wasn't alone in this. I was by my husband's side, helping to assist with my father-in-law. But you know what? Scott always carried a lot of weight that he felt he needed to, I guess. They said he had a broken heart syndrome also. Yeah. But yeah, they called this a widowmaker one also. But yeah, he's got a scar on his side. Um, where they put the pads to zap him. Yep, I know. Yeah, he's scared to live in. Man, I've never been so scared in my life. I've been scared in my life, but this one, all I saw flashes. My husband dying in front of me. They shut the curtain in my face. And then the nurse took me to another room, and I sat there for an hour and a half before I knew what was going on. And then they came and got me. And then I rode up in the elevator with Scott, and he was so doped up. He kept mumbling, and he told me he thought it was weird. Um, he thought this is the experience got me afterwards. When we rode up in the elevator, and he remembers seeing me and Diamond and Xavier, because by that time Xavier was there, and but he thought it was me. He didn't realize he was on the stretcher, that it was him. He thought it was me. And he said that whoever he had a conversation with, and he doesn't know who it was, but he kept telling him to take him, not me. Don't take me. Take me, not my wife. Take not Tina. And I'm like, no. And he said that he not realizing he was the one that was going through it. He said it was me. So it's weird. But yeah, he's good. Yeah. And then it was another 2 hours after they took him upstairs, and they were so rush that the doctor didn't realize that nobody told me what was going on. All I got told was my husband had a heart attack, but they didn't tell me anything in between. So they didn't tell me that he was going into surgery. They didn't tell me what kind of surgery. Nothing. Nobody told me. They just told me they were going into surgery, and boom, and that was it. Somebody was supposed to come out and tell me why he was going into surgery, what was happening, and nobody did. He was so upset that I sat there for an hour and a half, almost 2 hours. And then when I seen a doctor, he had this stone cold look on his face that I started losing it. And I thought my husband was dead. I thought he was coming to tell me that he didn't survive. And I remember shaking, uncontrollably shaking. Him to find out my husband was up in the ICU unit, that they put stents in him, that he responded well. They said that the doctor told me Scott responded really well after his stents went in. The thing is Scott's blockage wasn't going into the heart. The valves going into the heart. It was the valves coming out of the heart, which is better than going in. So it wasn't passing out. Or how he described it like going in and then coming out. His valves were the ones going out that were blocked, which is better than going in. So, but he's doing very well. The doctor said, and he's still smoking, but they can't put him. They don't want him to quit cold turkey because that's hard on his body. But the medication for to assist him right now to quit smoking, he can't take because of the heart medication. So, but he has slowed down. And we don't smoke in the house anymore. And he takes 6 cigarettes out every morning, puts them in a pack. Oh yeah, that's what Scott said. And he smokes this. He's usually only smoking about 6 cigarettes a day, so I'm very proud of him. Well, that's what Scott said when he went through the cardiovascular rehab. He'd come home and he'd be so exhausted. And I'd look at him. I'd be like, what the hell's wrong with you? He goes, the workout, baby, the workout, he'd say. They worked his butt off. But he did really well in that. He did all 6 weeks. We did the nutrition. We're eating better too, because I bought every cookbook that the heart doctor suggested. He gave me a whole list that I could get, and we're doing a lot of the Mediterranean diet. We do, we have our cheat day. We pick a cheat day. Like today was our cheat day, because I don't know what was up yesterday, but I was so tired that I took a nap, just like today. We were both tired, so we both took a nap together. And but so we went to the missions today, and that's our cheat day. But usually we do pretty good following no salt, and he counts his intake of that. We went no salt butter. What a change! That tastes gross. It don't taste right, but I'm getting used to it now. Leaner meats. We had to make some changes. And overall, I think we're doing. The doctor said to Scott, "You guys are doing very good, because most people don't commit to their change of their lifestyle, and so." But if Christ's Christmas Day, damn. Yes. My grandfather had a heart condition. I said to Scott, Jesus, man, it's not how I expected to have my adulthood. Because I would watch my grandpa suffer in front of me for many years. And now my husband. But I am happy, and I bet, how did I put this? I think I told Tammy this. I miss my father-in-law, don't get me wrong. I'm not devastated with his loss. Okay? I miss him. I'm living in his house right now, and there's certain things, but he missed my mother-in-law so much. And he hung around for extra 15 years. He looked right at Scott and I after everybody left the day we buried Mom. He says, well, I got my wife taken care of. Now I can go to bed and go myself. And he's had that attitude since. So he was ready a long time ago. But me and Scott are in a good place. We both went into counseling because there's so much change with losing Scott's dad, Scott having a heart attack, buying a house, that our doctor thought it was good that we both would go and talk to somebody. We each had separate counselors, and that would help. And then we went to counseling together, and we got a lot of things that was bugging both of us that we didn't communicate. And I said, me and Scott are in a good place. We're very happy. I'm very grateful that my husband's still here. Sometimes like the counselor said to us, sometimes it takes something to occur to get the attention of each other. I said, yeah, but he didn't have to go to this extreme. I give him crap all the time. You wanted my attention, baby. You didn't have to do this to me. But we're loving being a homeowner, redoing the house, working on the house. We have date night. Yep, we're still waiting on Scott's. I mean, because Scott filed Social Security too. But he's supposed to get the disability Social Security or whatever, you know, um, the temporary disabled, because he can go back to work after 6 months or whatever the doctor. But yeah, if it wasn't for my father-in-law, okay, was a planner. He had, by the time I want to say we were done, he had 10 life insurance policies. And of course, Scott and his sister's beneficiary of them. He did that thinking that he would go first. But he paid so many years into them that he kept them after my mother-in-law passed away. So, and we invested. Scott and I invested. He had investments. Scott reinvested his dad's investments. Um, but so right now we're living off some of Scott's inheritance. We didn't really want to go into it, but bought the house. That's taken care of. Um, Scott puts what we would if we. I told Scott this is what you do, and he goes, "What?" I said, "This is how we do this. We put the same amount of money in the one account that would be like a paycheck, like I'm so used to when he get paid, I pay the bills. So that's what he does. Yeah, we splurged a little bit. Like Scott's dad had one policy that he gave Scott just so Scott could go buy himself a Harley because Scott and I wanted a Harley, but Scott's dad was so nervous wrecked that if he feared something to happen, so he asked Scott one day, "Please don't go buy your bike until after I'm gone." So the one thing he did is he gave Scott money to go buy his bike. So Scott got his bike. It's a nice Harley. And then he had a heart attack, and I was teasing him that I sold it. Um, so that's the one enjoyment we have is our bike now. And I'm not, he is still on his temps. He has his road test next spring. But he takes me around the block. I'm not supposed to be on the bike while he's on his temp, so we don't go far. But Scott goes for his ride. At least if the weather allows, every other day or every day. Goes for an hour or two. Gives me time away from him. Because that man could drive me crazy. I'm not used to him being home like this. So I'm like, go for a bike ride. Get out of my hair. But yeah, Scott's still waiting on his disability. Is the house that what before? I don't understand what you're trying to say, Deb. I am living in Scott's childhood home. Was his grandfather built this house, and then Scott's parents bought it, and now we bought it. This house at one time, yeah, this house burnt down, and Scott's grandfather rebuilt it. That was wow. Scott's dad was only like 4 years old. This is the second house on this property. But, And my son bought the house that I can show you. So, and my son got married this summer too. Yeah. Okay. So this is my son's house. The bushes aren't there anymore. I took them out because he didn't like them. So Mommy likes working outside. So Mama, he was there one night and he's like, Mom, can you take them out? So all those are out. Whoops. All those are out. Matter of fact, he's pulling the stumps this weekend, him and Scott are. This is my backyard. That bird feeder's mine. That is my son's backyard. Right there is his house. So that's from my yard looking into Saber's backyard. So our backyards. And at one time, that land that my son is on actually belonged to his great grandfather. He sold it off years ago. Years. Scott's dad remembers that land being in the family. He was a kid and his father had to start selling land and stuff when they started building Lambeau Field over here. They pressured him. So they just bought that on the 8th of August. So now Xavier's my neighbor. I was from lucky I saw my son once every 2 weeks to now look out the back door and see him daily. There we go, guys. This week's turned out good. But yeah, my son got married on the July 13th. And then they had a reception on the 15th. And and then they got their house on the 8th. Oh, I've come to the more I get to know my daughter-in-law, I like my daughter-in-law. I'm becoming how I put it. I love my daughter-in-law. The relationship is after her and I sat down, God, 6 months ago, easily 8 months. It's been a while because at first I didn't know her well, and there was hurt feelings, and we sat down, her, I, and Xavier. I threw out the olive branch. We sat down. We had a good conversation. And my son got in trouble. And things have been fine. And I told Chantel, her name is Chantel, that the easiest thing to do, if you have a problem with me, tell me. Don't hold it back. She has a lot of, Xavier gets a charge out of me, though. Self-image issues. The more I learn about her family, I understand it. And I laugh because I kind of hit her. She said something about because she's not a big gal, but she's not a small gal, but she has self-image problems. But she has I can't remember the disease. It makes her gain weight. She has a thyroid problem. And she made a comment about being fat. And I kind of tapped her on the arm and I'm like, don't you talk like that. And she goes, Xavier, your mom hit me. And my son's ready to come up and glue on my butt, And he's like, wait a minute. My mom doesn't hit people. Why my mom hit you? Because I told her I was fat. And he goes, good. Hit her again, Mom. And I didn't smack her. I just kind of tapped her like this. Don't talk that way about yourself, I said. And I think that's what she needs is somebody to say, hey, don't do that to yourself. I think the worst thing is when you do that to yourself. Xavier doesn't allow it. He says to her all the time. I said, because she makes my son very happy. I looked at her like 10 months ago when we had the little talk. I said, Chantel, I don't have to like you. And she was taken back by that. I said, I don't have to like you. I said, I would rather like you, but as long as you make my son happy, I'm happy. And she was taken back by that. She did, because when I said, I don't have to like you, she was like, I said, you don't need my approval. I said, as long as my son is happy, I'm happy for my son. I would hope we can have some sort of relationship. And it's every day is a little bit better. I mean, she talks to me at least every other day. And now that we're back to back, we set some ground rules. Like before I go over there or they come here, we check with each other, text each other, or call. I mean, they have two dogs that I'm crazy about playing with the dogs. I mean, I'll go up to the fence because there is a fence between our yards. And then it only had a fence going this way. Xavier put a fence going this way this weekend so we can let the dogs out in the backyard. I've been teasing them, no, I can't go play with the dogs. And I just asked if I could come around and go play with the dogs. So I miss having a pet, but I'm glad I don't have them. So they don't mind that. I haven't like just showed up at their door. Well, today I did. Actually, I was calling Xavier because they got a lawnmower that was left in this a riding lawnmower with the bagger for picking up leaves in the garage, and it wouldn't start. And Xavier's worked on it every day for the last week. And I was about to call him, and I heard the lawnmower start, so I walked around the fence line. I'm like, sorry, I was gonna call you, and he's like, it's okay, Mom. He goes, because I waved at him when he was out earlier letting the dogs out. I'm like, morning, buddy, and he's like, morning, Mom. And then he went back in the garage, and I heard the lawnmower start as I was dialing the phone because he saw a missed call from me. He was gonna call me, but I come around, and I played with the dogs, and then him and I, um, the lawnmower started running. He went and blew up the tires. He's like, can you watch the house and the dogs real quick, Mom? I'm like, yeah. And he took off on the lawnmower. He drove it because we're only a block and a half away from a quickie trip. So he drove the lawnmower over the quick trip to blow up the tires on his lawnmower. It sounded a little rough. Him and Scott are going to clean it a little bit more this weekend, but he's got it up and running. He mowed a section he put the blade down across his front yard to see if the grass would cut, and it did. It engaged all that, but it still sounds a little rough. So he put all new oil in it, bought a new battery, new spark plugs, new filter thing. But they're going to take the blower to the inside of it because it was really dusty. And the thing is we were telling Xavier, we haven't seen the neighbor guy, Mr. Lewis, who owned the house before Xavier, on that lawnmower for probably 10 years. He had somebody come and mow his own grass. So that lawnmower's probably been sitting for 10 years without running. But Xavier got it running. I will be right back, guys. And then I'm going to call her. And thinking that, trying to figure out if he's got clothes on, if that's, because you see his rib there. And then it's not. So I'm going to try to figure out how I'm going to do her. I'll be right back. All right. Okay. Ah, you just had dinner with your hubs? Oh, that's cool. I'm gonna do her hat purple. Chantel calls me and Scott and Dad M and Mom M, which I was very flattered because she was calling us Scott and Tina, and then once we were married, we became Mom and Dad M. She texts me because I babysat their cats for 2 weeks, and I laughed because I told her she took my baby away from me because Fox was a cat. I mean, I've never had a cat like Fox. She's such a people cat. And I laugh because she goes in the kitchen window. She can hear Scott and I, and she'll come out. She'll go to the kitchen window, and she sits in the kitchen window and whines. Wow, wow. And I go over and play with her. Because I have grandparent visitation rights to the cat, also. But they got another dog named Spencer. They have herders or herd dogs or whatever they're called. But she was worried that because Scout doesn't take to people, she's no worry about Scout anymore. They go out the back door and they head right to the edge of the fence to see if Scott and I are out because we always talk to them. And of course, I play with them. So if I gotta get Scout a new ball, because his balls have better days. It's like a soccer ball but made for a dog. He deflated it this week. He's rubbing his toys. Okay, well, that purple, and I think that'll look good as the outline. No, not that one. But she's going out of town this weekend to go to her friend's birthday in Minneapolis, or Minnesota, I believe. So Xavier's being a bachelor this weekend, as I told him. He's going to have dinner with all of us on Saturday, so he doesn't have to cook. Because I was teased him, oh no, my refrigerator's going to be empty. He lunch was just the other day. He happened to just be over talking to Scott about something. And I was making sandwiches. And I'm like, hey, buddy, you hungry? Yeah. I'm like, I said, okay, you want a sandwich? Sure, Mom. They look like the same colors. But I'm very proud of them. The house they got, I laughed because I said I'd jinx everybody that looked at it. So every time I seen somebody look at the house, I'd go jinx, jinx, jinx. And I had a talk with my mother-in-law and my father-in-law and my mom. And I'm like, you know what? They've been looking for a house for over a year and a half. And every house they'd get outbid because the person had cash. And they sent a letter with their offer. And Xavier remembers Mr. Lewis as a child. And the family, the niece that was handling in the estate, when they sat down and they did the paperwork, the niece said the letter was her decision factor because Xavier could remember her uncle, and he would probably be saying, give that Massey boy that house because he was that nice guy. Xavier remembers Mr. Lewis paying him a nickel to pick up the apples, a nickel for every apple that Xavier picked up underneath his apple tree. He'd pay him a nickel. And Xavier remembered that. And she remembers, the niece told Xavier, I remember my uncle telling me he paid Mr. and Mrs. Massey, which was Scott's parents' grandson, a nickel for every apple he picked up. And for Saber to also remember that memory. And Mr. Lewis always having popsicles or ice cream. And Saber remembers that. So that's why. Because they had a bigger bid on that house. And she took the lesser. Because she said that's what her uncle would have probably wanted her to do. And Mr. Lewis's brother also agreed. So that was cool. Plus, Scott was friends with Mr. Lewis's son, who we didn't know passed away because he moved out of state. They're happy with their home. I unjinxed the house the day they moved in. Because I would, like I said, I jinxed it. I kept, like I said, every time I see somebody else looking at it, I go, jinx, 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 jinx. And so they called me when they closed and signed the paperwork. I walked around and went, unjinx, unjinx, unjinx. Saber thought it was funny. We helped him buy it. We were going to buy him the locks to change the locks, except Chantel's dad, he didn't know I was going to do it. He apologized to me. I'm like, oh. Because Chantel's like, uh-oh. He's like, what? He goes, that's what Scott's parents were going to give us for a housewarming was the door, they'll change it all. Because they got two garage doors going. Okay, they got a back garage door, front garage door, and then a garage, because their garage door is attached to their house. And then they got the garage door going into the house and then the front door. So we were going to buy them locks so they only had one key for all four doors. Well, that's what Chantel's dad did. Well, then Chantel's like, oh, and he's like, what? That's what Scott's parents were going to buy us. Well, then she didn't know how to tell us. And then she calls me and she goes, I have a slight problem. And I'm like, what? She goes, did you buy the locks for the house yet? I said, no. Scott was going to grab Xavier and he was going to take Xavier and go do it, Why? My dad bought them. He bought enough for all 4 doors. I'm like, oh, that's all right. So, Xavier wants a security light for the backyard. So when they bring the dogs out, the light comes on and then goes off. So him and Scott are going to go do that this weekend. They're going to go buy that, and that's what we're giving them for a housewarming present. Is the security light, because right now it's a bright light that they have to turn off and on, and they would rather a security one. So. And helping pulling them out the stumps this weekend. And what else did he ask? I don't remember. He asked me something else to help with. I love doing yard work, so he knows that. Like I told Xavier, I raked around their house for them, took out their bushes they asked, because nobody's did any yard work there since probably last year, because he passed away in January. He actually passed away before Dad, and house has been sitting empty, and so I got leaf piles that I already raked up. That's what he asked. He asked to use my garden cart, and he wants, because we have a big garden cart that hooks up to the lawnmower, and he wants to get. He looked at the size how we hook the big garden cart up to our lawnmower, and he was hoping to be able to do that to his, so he could just borrow the garden cart. And him and Scott are gonna do that, so he can just come over and borrow the garden cart instead of the whole garden, the lawnmower as well, because he wants to rake the yard up and get the stumps out this weekend. Because I handed him a can of spray paint because we were trimming the trees back, and he's like, stop, and we're like, because he's got a line of trees that goes down his house, down the side of his property line, and a good chunk was over his house. And Scott went over to do it because it's not good to have that over your roof. Well, Xavier freaked out a little bit because he didn't want to get in trouble with the neighbors on the other side. Well, he didn't know that Scott talked to the owner, and the owner's like, yeah, go for it. He goes, it should have been done a while ago. So, and the thing is Scott knows the owner. Wow. Yeah. They'll have it tough for a few years because their house payment's $1,600, $1,000 more than their rent. But they're making sacrifices. They wanted out of the apartment. They got out of the apartment. It's just crazy. But today's economy, but like Xavier said, yeah, it'll be tough, Mom. But with Chantel and I, we'll get to it, because they got told by their apartment complex the first year they were raising their rent to $900. It wasn't worth $900 because he was on a lease, so they were going to be out by then. It's a 3-bedroom. The 1-bedroom upstairs is a full upstairs, and then 2 bedrooms downstairs. As Chantel calls the one her plant room. I laugh because they also have a dragon, whatever pet. Puff, his name's Puff. And the day they were moving in, I was holding him. I have a picture, matter of fact. I thought he died. This is Puff. And yeah, I was holding him. Yep. But it will be there. Exactly. And she's got along. My daughter-in-law's a planner. Right now, they got their foot in the door, as she puts it. And she budgets really well. She keeps my son on track. I laugh because she's good for my son. My son is not an organizing person. And but she's good at keeping him in track, because my husband thinks it's funny that he gets an allowance. Well, it's not that he gets an allowance. She just like, here, this bill's paid. This is what you have. Don't go over that, because he wasn't paying attention. He was overdrafting his account all the time until she took it over. Because it was, but she's got a plan that they're within 5 years to be able to refinance and get, because they're at, what did she tell me? They're not at a very high interest rate, but 7%. They hope that in a few years they can get it lower, so then their payments are lower. So, and she's already, because they don't have to make their first house payment till the 1st of December. They already they already knew what they were getting into, that they already have 3 house payments put in the bank. So she's like that. She's a good planner that way. That because Saber took like $200 out of it, and she's like, no. And I could hear him. And I'm like, and I'm giggling, and Saber's like, Mom, that's so funny. I said, I think it's awesome. He said, did you get your butt chewed? She keeps him in line. Like she says, they don't have to make a payment till December, but they're making a payment to their account. So that she wants at least, how'd she put it, 2 payments always in the bank, so that if something does occur, they have the payment. So she plans like that, which I think is awesome. I can't figure out what. Bought my son a pooper scooper for his dog. Never thought I'd do that. Because they usually walked and they had the little baggies. Yeah, she has the right thinking. Yeah, she does. Well, she works for a bank. And she said she sees so much. And she's the person you call when you have a problem with your account or something comes up. And she's heard so many stories. So I think that also helps. That she's in finances, kind of. But they have a house account, she told me, or it's only. And she switched that over this week, her and Xavier. So now it's not always in the one same account. So they have a house account instead of having it all in their same checking. So that's where Xavier, when he bought a trailer, and so now they have it in a separate account for their house payment because that was getting set up. Like I said, she's good for my son. I laugh because um, when my daughter went to marry Sam, I offered Diamond I said, do $100 not to do it. And I offered Sam $300 to do it. I did the same thing to Chantel, and Chantel thought it was funny because as everyone goes, came home and she says to my son is 27, Chantel's 23. And so Xavier goes, my mom just asked me, okay, said, I'll give you $100 not to get married. And she didn't think that, she was like, what? And she doesn't want you to marry me? And then I seen her the next day and I go, I'll give you $300 to marry my son. And she goes, oh my God, I thought you didn't want me to marry him. I'm like, no, I don't. Sam goes, Chantel, she did the same thing to me. She offered. I said, because I know what you guys are getting into. You deserve more. I said, I know my children. I gave her $300. She let me, because let's put it this way. They wouldn't take any money from Scott and I for their wedding, okay? Because we gave them money to buy the house. And, well, her mother and stepfather said they covered the cost of the catering. Come the day of the wedding, to pay for the catering, they backed out. So they had to pull from their house account the money that Scott and I gave them, because that's the only money they had to put the down payment on the house. Well, I found that out, man. I was ready to kick some ass, but I held it. So they used to pay for their catering, but then what they received for gift money, they put back into the house account. Because that was the deal, that when we gave them the money, that they couldn't use the money for anything else other than a house for 5 years. So if they couldn't find a house, they had to put the money in a bank and sit on it. Yeah. Well, so they were honest with us. They told us right away. Then the day after they were married, they were here this Sunday after the reception, and they told us. But they also said all the money they received from the wedding, they were putting back in the house account. And So then here, it's the Tuesday. Cool. It's Tuesday before they close on the house. We gave them down payment for the house. Her mother and stepfather were going to give them the closing costs of the house. They're going to close on Friday. It's Tuesday, and you had to wire the money or whatever. I don't know the whole detail. Her mom, all of a sudden, in the week of the buying the house, tells them they weren't giving them the closing money. So here, Xavier and her are scrambling, trying to figure out how long it would pull out of their 401k to cover the closing cost. Well, because they weren't going to ask us because they already got the down payment from us. They didn't want to come to us and ask us to cover the closing costs for them. Because they also took the money we gave them, put the money from their wedding back into the account. They also had money of their own they had put aside to buy a house. Because they've been looking for a year and a half. So they had their savings. But they put it all toward the down payment. Well, I happened to call or ask a question. Oh, because Scott's foster sister had me confused. I thought that they put the fact on Facebook that they bought a house. Because she thought Xavier already was renting a house. She had a friend that was looking to rent a house. And it was a confusing conversation. Chantel says we might not get the house. There might be a problem. And I call her. I'm like, what's the problem? And then that's when she proceeded to tell me that her mom and stepfather aren't giving them the closing cost for the house. It's the Tuesday before. And when she checked in to get an out 401k, you can't grab a 401k overnight. They didn't know if the people that they were buying a house from would wait an additional week. So Scott and I covered the closing cost on that for them to have their house too. My son showed up here because he's at work just losing it. I said to Chantel, message Xavier, let him know we got it covered. You're not losing a house, that you finally actually got a house. And so he stops over after work, and my son walked in the house. No, were we outside? No, yeah, we were outside around a fire. Came and hugged Scott and I like we haven't felt that. Our son's 27 years old. He doesn't hug his mother that often anymore. And thanked us and kept thanking us and kept thanking us. And I don't understand parents that say they'll do something for their child and then the last minute. Especially, it's not like it was like concert tickets or something, like I said. It's damn their livelihood. It's the way I looked at it. So, and Chantel goes, please don't say anything to my mom. And I'm like, it's not my place. I said, but if she opens her mouth one time and I'm around, then I will. But I won't confront her. But I told my son, I wouldn't ask that woman and her husband for a dime. And they'd probably hold it over your head anyways if you owe them a dime. Xavier, he said to Chantel, no more ask, I don't want anything from your mom or dad. Or stepfather. Don't even, ever again. And she doesn't like my son. I found that out. She calls my son X. And Xavier says to her, please don't call me X. My name is Xavier. And she's like, what's the big deal? He goes, I don't like it. She's like, too bad. Yeah, he'll hug that bye mom, kiss the cheek thing, but there was a different kind of hug, Deb. It was just different, you know. It just felt different that day, that night. He was so devastated when I know my son. I can only imagine my son at work finding out that everything's a done deal. They're all excited, closing on Friday, and finding out your mother in law and father in law back out from helping you. And then Scott, my son, is a lot of like my husband. He takes a lot of responsibility on his shoulders. And I mean, he's willing to work 2 jobs so he could have this house. And because he's also learning, he's getting his license to drive school bus in the mornings if it gets too tight. He's working on his CDL or whatever he needs right now. And me and Scott told both Xavier and Chantel that if it's too much, don't wear yourself out. I don't want him wearing himself out. And we'd assist when we can. And they're trying to be very independent, you know what I mean? But like I told Xavier, because her mom will start calling Chantel her dad's name whenever she gets mad at Chantel. And it bugs the living shit out of Xavier that she does that. I told Xavier next time she does it, Chantel's your wife now. He goes, yeah. I said, you look at her, Chantel's mother, and you say, please don't talk to my wife like that. You put it in that perspective. Don't say her daughter. Say, please don't talk to my wife like that. My son carries 2 middle names. Okay? He's Xavier Clarence Burton. Clarence is Scott's grandfather, and Burton is mine. Two very respectable, loving men. And Chantel's mom will go Xavier, Clarence, Burton, Matthew, David, rattles a whole bunch, whatever it is. And I took that as very disrespectful. And I said to her, when she did it again, I'm like, please don't do that. Well, it's only a joke. I said, no, it's not. He's named after 2 great men. It's his great grandfathers. She doesn't do it jokingly either. She's very sarcastic about it. And I can't handle it. I just, I said to Scott, thank God I don't have to spend holidays with her because I think I'd lose my shit on her. You know, but, yeah. But I just couldn't get over the fact the wedding, pulling that, and then and the thing is I found out. No, I found out it's not like they don't have the money. He works for Tesla. Or they don't have the money because they live beyond me. I don't know. I don't know their whole thing, but either way, you don't do that to your kids. You don't say you're gonna do this, get them, and then crash their dreams. That's the way I looked at it. That's how I put it. That they finally get their house, and then they could have lost this house because of her. I did hear my son, because she asked them, well, how'd you still get the house? I said to Scott, I don't know if I was correct here, because they were here the morning of the last walkthrough the night before, and she made a comment. I'm really surprised the kids can still get the house. And Silver goes, because my parents made sure I got the house. And she goes, oh, ain't that something? I said to Scott, did that sound purposely? I just took that as that she purposely was sabotaging them. That's the feeling I got. It's like she wanted to crash their dreams. But I'm not the perfect person, but I told Xavier, if we didn't have it, we couldn't have did it. And we'd be honest. But we wouldn't have told you we could do it and then not do it. Especially like 4 days prior to everything happening. They got their house. I tried to make these other pumpkins lighter than the jack-o'-lantern. Well, I'm trying to figure out if I should make, like, if he's melting. He looks like he's melting. Like, because you look, see what I mean? It's like you see his bones, and then I don't. He's wearing some sort of clothing. Or she. So I'm thinking how I'm going to do that. All right. Thanks for coming in, Deb. I think she's wearing some sort of clothing. That's what I think she's wearing, personally. So, I think I'm going to okay, that's finger. That's not. Okay. And that's not. That is. There we go. I think I colored in a finger here. No, I guess not. Mm-hmm. She looks wicked, doesn't she? She looks mean. Like I wouldn't want to cross her path. See, ads in the middle of life. Really? Yes, I think it is because I got asked different questions when I went live the other day, and some about ads, and I left it up to YouTube. Hmm. And I gotta keep making money. I don't make squat. I'm probably not even gonna get my hours for this year to even stay monetized. I'm only at 1,200. So I have to get them by January. I have to be up to 4,000 by January, and I'm only at like 1,200 some hours. It's been a rough year, can I say? I agree there. if that's a branch or lightning. I think it looks like a branch, so we'll make it a branch. All right. I'm gonna have to get up here and take a walk. Stretch my legs. In a second. Oh, some of these markers, I tell you. Oh. I will be right back. Oh, I gotta walk for a second. Oh. Plus, I could use the little girl's room. I am back. She does look wicked. Wicked cool, man. Alright. I know what color I want. I just gotta find it here. I think it's this one. Yep. Maybe not. Finish that. Fix that boo boo. I got a boo boo. Oh. Alright. Now. Is this what I want? Yep. Another one about to bite the dust here. Okay. Right. Sorry about that sound. How did I get a red right there? Excuse me. I am smoking less and less, and so is Scott. We are both still working on it. Oh, I don't know how I got red in there. But we don't smoke in the house. It's a rule I put in effect before even Scott had his heart attack. So I said if I was gonna bust my butt to clean and all that, there's no smoking in this house. Oh, it's bleeding. So I'm gonna quit. That's how I'm picking up the red. It's bleeding through. Red's known for that, though. One thing about using red. But I am done. Looks good, don't it? I think I did a pretty damn good job on her. I love the eyes. All right, I'm done putzing. I think she looks good. So where are those two spots? Right there, see? Right there. It's hard to tell on camera. Frame. Yeah, I could do a black frame. Sure, it's black. Voila. Boom. Tonight's. The cauldron this morning, I should say, yesterday morning. I did this one last night. And I have her to finish. I love her eyes. I don't know what these are. I'm just going to do them a color because I have no idea. Like this, I have no idea. So. That looks like some sort of something. So. I don't know what they are, but they're going to be orange. finding things I keep missing. There, she's done. See? And I think the next one I'll do. Tonight though. A little bat. For that cat. It's so cool. It's so cute. So Dated him. I love her eyes. I did her lips really good too. I did pretty good on it. Coloring. I couldn't figure out what that was, so I made it brown. She's looking wicked ass cool. Except for this damn pink spot. And then kitty cat. And the girl witch. Yeah, I got these off Etsy. You want me to send it to you? I can get it. Hang on. I'll put it in. Just give me a second. I'll grab it and in the link. Slow, 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 I tell you. I mean, this chick has lots. It's called graffiti coloring. Paste. There's one I want. What did I pay for this? Hang on. I don't need that one up. I paid $3.92 for 80. Paste. Yeah. 80 Halloween big bundle coloring book, printable, gothic, creepy, pumpkin witch coloring pages, grayscale Halloween coloring book for adults. I got for $3.90. And there's another one I want to buy, but it's not Halloween. She has a couple that I'm interested in grabbing. But I got Halloween. And I got such a variety. I printed them all off, too. The next one I want is called, it's in my cart. I just have to do it. Come on. Is 40 Gothic Beauty Coloring. It's Gothic Girls. But that one, is $2.45. And it's 40 pages. And I thought they'd look cool in my art journal after I color them. $40 Gothic Beauties. I know. And the prices aren't bad. I was happy with them. We know which ones to get, Tammy. if you buy any. Did you see all of them? I could show them real quick. Hang on. In this bundle. This is, what one is this one? The 80 Halloween Big Bundle. So you saw the ones that colored. So they're not in order. So I'll just do them real quick. I printed them all. They're so detailed. And it's not like I'm going to color them all. I'll put them away, grab them next year. Because I made sure I went and looked at it before I bought last night that I didn't have any Halloween. And I've been, like I said, I'm out of my zone right now. So I just needed to relax. And I look at the dinner. It's a birthday. I've been wanting the color. So got Halloween. And I didn't think they were that creepy, not too creepy, but not too ghouly or too, you know what I mean? They're just not, I thought they were decent. I can't wait to do this one. There's some I was like, yep, drawn to, and others I was like, eh. Like this one. I probably would just do the pumpkins and the vines. I would leave the rest just the way it is. Don't always have to color the whole page. The bat's vicious. Another witch to go. I'm usually not a skull person. I love the little, they remind me of steampunk people. That's when I ran off twice because my paper had that paint on, so I did it again, but I'll let Riley color this one. It's like her. I got paint right there. And then you got some Sugar Skull gals. She looks like she's a teenage Sugar Skull. Wicked Pumpkin. Excuse me, Jack-o'-lantern. They're pretty vicious looking. Mean looking, you know. Vicious looking spider. Like this one, I didn't get it. It's in there. I don't know why, but I don't know. This is another one I was like, interesting. I'm going to do him for Scott. But I'm going to do that one for Scott. I think he'll get a charge out of that one. Another spider. He's wicked too. Another wicked looking one. He's so cool looking. Another. I thought this looked like a snake head, not a pumpkin or jack-o'-lantern. Me look like a snake. But yep, that's all of them. So, yeah, I thought it was a good deal. I think that's the next one I'm going to do for Scott. But I'm going to call it. I've been on here 4 hours. It didn't seem like the 4 hours went by, but it's been 4 hours. So I'm going to call it, and I think I'm going to go try to get me some sleep. And I will talk to you all later. Thanks for watching. Yeah, Cobra Face. Yeah. Thanks, Tammy, for hanging out with me. So, as always, guys, be happy, be kind, be safe, be funny, be crafty, and bye for now. Bye for now. That last one, oh, yep. Yep. This one. Yeah. Take care. Yep. Bye.